Okay, another solo episode. So exciting. Welcome to Where the Climate Things Are. This week is just me talking with you all, and very, very excited to share an update with you that we are going to be heading to New York City Climate Week and activating there 5 days in a row, Monday through Friday, every single day from 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. in the same spot in Central Park. Could not be more excited to say this, to announce this. And this is honestly huge thanks to POW, Protect Our Winters. They've come on again at a bigger level to make this happen. And they have really believed in us from the very start. This model is something that was a test. It was to break the panel. It was to see if folks were even interested in running and walking together. Would it work to be in kind of a circular fashion? How would we all hear all the speakers, etc.? And so it's been pretty incredible to see the response. Folks coming out at Hollywood Climate Summit, SF Climate Week, TrailCon. In a couple of weeks, we'll be doing events across the country for Killian Jornet, the endurance athlete, in a very similar format. His foundation leads a format called Running Minds, where again, we just want to come together, move together, share knowledge and experiences and work across the climate space, but also share personal motivations, sharing why is someone involved in working on climate? Why is someone working on environment? And what got them into that in the first place? And I think that this is just a format that really helps folks come together, feel more equal. Like there's no stage, there's no spotlight. There's just awesome speakers and awesome participants, all of whom could be speakers. I say that every time. Everyone that shows up could be a speaker at those things. And so it's really about how do we not only highlight the speakers that we do, but also help people to meet each other, learn about participants in the audience. And for that, we give people prompts. And so we say, find someone new that you haven't met yet and ask them what their aha moment on climate was. Share your own. What was your connection to nature initially growing up, etc. And so I think this really starts to open up the aperture on who's invited to speak, who's spotlit, if you will. We really loved sharing voices that are not commonly thought of as or like seen in the climate space. I mean, the climate space is extremely homogenous. There's no secret there. And Climate Week can be that as well. And so I think this is another space to get outside, get moving together, and really highlight and elevate those folks who are working across all corners of the climate space. So we're so excited to be returning to Central Park. Myself and my co-host, co-facilitator, Brittany Blitzer, who we've been doing this together since the very beginning of this, about 9 months ago when we launched. I guess March was not 9 months ago, probably less than that. But it's been very cool to see the response since then. And even our first climate strides, we got 30 people to come out, which was already very cool, having people show up to a completely unproven thing. And it was most of our friends that came, which was really sweet of them. Thank you, friends. But now it's become bigger than either of us could have imagined. To have like 75 people show up at SF Climate Week, most of whom I did not know, was kind of the tipping point for me, where I was like, okay, this is great news that I recognize no one. Like this is beyond us. This has kind of tipped a little bit, if you will. So hopefully the tipping point is still yet to come, because we're growing fast and I think I'm doing, let's see, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 climate strides in September. And I had to, so sorry, Mike Foot, that the rut is not going to work out. I had to turn down another one. So there were 10 opportunities to do climate strides throughout September, which is insane and very cool. And something I do not take lightly, that there is demand for it and there's interest in it. So really excited to see where this goes. And just because we're here, and I have just talked for however long, but I actually was here to read the Substack article that I've written for this week. And I will do so now so that you all get to listen along to a Substack if you're not able to read, or you're like in your car, or you're running, or wherever you are. it's kind of always fun to have these conversations with myself while I'm picturing people listening to this and all doing all different activities. One person told me one time for the trail ahead that they listened to it while working on constructing their house, which was very cool. I've heard gardening. I've definitely heard running and biking and driving. And those are kind of where I consume my podcast. Today I was listening to a podcast, shout out Free Trail, with Dylan Bowman and Ben Gibbard, who's a good friend on the pod. And I was listening to this while I was doing my dishes. So it's, just find whatever works for you. But here is an excerpt, or actually not an excerpt. Here is the show, the article, rather, from Substack this week that I will be posting, and excited to announce this. So, Climate Strides returns to Central Park. We are excited to announce 5 Climate Strides events at NYC Climate Week. Please also, by the way, if anyone is there, please hit me up. Please come to this. I can't promise that I'll be able to hang out because of the time that this will take, but like seriously, it'd be very cool to see you. Like let's do this. Let's get there. Let's get everyone there and have it just be like essentially a reunion where we can all hang. Okay. Climate Strides is growing up fast. What was once a glimmer of an idea is now a full-blown model for change. We did a test run in March, proving out a concept. Will people want to show up and hear speakers while they exercise? Could you have runners and walkers hear the same speakers? And it worked out better than we could have ever imagined. We've continued to refine the model, one with just hiking, for instance, soon to be one with just running, and tested across 4 different locations so far, from mountain towns to cities. Who's we? Me, Addie, and my collaborator, facilitator, designer, friend extraordinaire, Brittany Blitzer. Together, we're bringing Climate Strides back home and opening it up for those visiting NYC for Climate Week. We are so lucky to have Protect Our Winters join as the presenting sponsor, bringing this event format to life in a big way. We could not do any of this without POW, from the first Central Park event into the SF Climate Week event to this one. So thank you so much, POW, for believing in us. It's a huge deal. The format will be a daily 8 a.m. run walk, Monday through Friday of NYC Climate Week, meeting at the same spot each day. We may have to move to a larger field across the street, depending on how many people sign up each day. And I should say, too, it's 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. So those that are looking to pack their New York City Climate Week schedules tightly, obviously, if something starts at 9, you can come for the first bit, but then you wouldn't be able to shower. And obviously, I know that like the shower logistics of the week will be interesting, too. You can always walk with us in Climate Week attire. Like truly, we've had people show up in sort of almost like business adjacent clothing. Like definitely walkers have come in all kind of attires. So feel free to show up in whatever way suits you. Obviously, I do recommend comfortable walking shoes because we do cover a bit of ground. So walkers go about 1.5 miles and runners will go about 3 miles. And again, there is the ability for you to do that if you are able to do that in heels, like power to you. And if you choose to do that and like that's what you prefer, hell yeah, let's go for it. But I would also say if you have an extra pair of shoes, might be nice to pop in the bag, and pop out your sneakers for the Climate Strides component. Okay, so where was I? Runners go one way around the reservoir. Walkers go the other. Everyone meets up for all the speaking moments. People from across the climate space sharing their work and aha moments on climate. You know the drill. We give climate-related prompts to all participants as they run or walk and encourage folks to meet those they haven't yet. The best part, though, will be that we're welcoming even more folks to the event, both speakers and participants who are joining from far and wide, all traveling to New York for Climate Week. So the purpose here, like why are we doing this? Why are we doing 5 different events at 8 a.m. every day? The purpose is to be a consistent nature-oriented landing spot in the midst of the chaos of Climate Week, filled with good people and good vibes. Most folks will then head out the door, head off to indoor panels, discussions, or screenings. We break the panel by getting outside, moving together, and learning while doing so. So again, this is sort of like not the opposite of Climate Week, but we wanted to make a space where We know you're going to be inside all day. We know you're probably going to be like at dinner, at happy hour till 9 p.m. So obviously these are long days, but you also maybe want to get some movement in. You also want to get some time outside. So, I mean, Central Park is also kind of the coolest. It's so beautiful. It's really, really unique. And what better way to experience nature and moving together and movement and being outdoors in the outdoor community than meeting together in Central Park during Climate Week. So, more details to come in the coming weeks. But for now, this is important. If your organization is interested in partnering, or also want to say this, because folks that are listening might be like, oh, I know somebody. If you know someone attending Climate Week, or you know someone who has an organization that might be interested, please let me know. Please reach out. You can comment on the Substack. You can comment on Instagram somewhere. You can find me on Instagram. Adeline M. Thompson is my handle, but we have Where the Climate Things Are as our other handle. Reach out. Let me know. Let's talk. We have a couple awesome conversations in the works right now, which would be super, super cool if they came through. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, the more the merrier. And partnering could mean a bunch of different things. I won't define it here because I kind of want to keep it a little bit open on purpose. But I think it could be really awesome to see how this all goes. So the last line is see you at Climate Week. What a fun destination to be landing 9 months after our launch, which it is. It's kind of a pinch me moment to be able to say, like, not only are we doing one event at Climate Week, we're doing 5. It's pretty crazy. So every day, 8 a.m., Central Park, come join us, come run or walk. You can also, that's the best. You can like run one day, walk the next. If you want to come to all 5, we should do something where like people get like a star or like a little sticker or something if they come to all 5 days. But yeah, I also didn't mention this in the article yet, but we haven't released speaker lists as of now. We will be soon. The whole point of that is also to mix and mingle speaking topics every day. So like we were going to theme the days, but then we decided actually, why not have it be also based on folks' schedules, and like theming days seemed quite hard to do and to make sure everybody landed on the same time. So we're actually going to be mixing each like the day's topics are all mixed. We have foresters coming the same day. We'll have journalists coming. We'll have urban farming specialists. We'll have partnerships directors at nonprofits, and we'll have business representatives from corporate side. Like it's all kind of, mixed together. We want to make sure that activists, community activists, and environmental lawyers, like the kind of the works, right? As always. But this is to really ensure that like we keep it interesting. Every day is different. If you want to come see one specific speaker, we will be announcing who's speaking. And I've not been really that good at this before this day, but I will be. I promise for this upcoming event, I'll be way better at announcing who's speaking, when they're speaking. And I think that's another benefit is like coming each day. You never know what you're going to get. So if you want to come to multiple, great. But if only one works in your schedule, that's fine too. We will document all of these. We're going to have video, we're going to have photography. We're going to make sure to record and capture everything that happens this week. But really the whole idea is to offer kind of a daily grounding practice while also encouraging folks to get moving, get outside before a full day of panels and activations and calendaring. So yeah, thanks for listening. This was really fun to do by myself. I feel like I'm getting a little more comfortable with these. This one, I'm clearly just a chatty Cathy, as Ryan would say. But yeah, it's fun to have kind of the ability to read out some words from Substack and give me a little bit more direction. But as you can tell, I'm super excited about this. Very cool that this is happening. Again, thank you to Protect Our Winners, to POW for being such steadfast supporters time and again of this idea. I kind of can't believe that this is something POW continues to support just because it's so different from what I thought, the more extreme athletes, like the Athlete Alliance and the sort of glittering stars of the amazing athletes on the POW Alliance. I'm realizing that we actually need to also design ways for more folks to get involved and more people who are not extreme athletes to be involved. And I think this is really starting to raise that call to action. So that's what I can hope. But really excited to see you all in New York City. Please mark your calendars. I didn't even say when the dates were. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me quickly look this up because it's so funny. I just said, like, I just sort of assumed that everyone would know when these dates are. I believe that it is the 22nd of September is when it starts, but I could be very wrong. So hang on with me. Yeah, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th are the days in September when we will be activating in the morning in Central Park. That is Climate Week. So if you get in early on the weekend, great. You can have a little time to recover before starting your day. Hopefully folks, most folks are going to maybe be staying in Midtown. But if you're coming up from Brooklyn, sorry, 8 a.m. is kind of early. But we did want to make sure we were balancing that with the fact that people do start their days quite early at Climate Week. So, okay, with all of that, I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking too long. Great to check in. Thanks for listening. And I'll see you next time on Where the Climate Things Are, and also hopefully at NYC Climate Week. Thanks.